Hey, Luke, so you set a record for worst free throw percentage in a win, I think, going back to 63. They get a ton of offensive rebounds. You're down 3 starters. How do you still find a way to win that game?
I was hoping Bill was going to ask that question. Like I was counting on my guy to find the negative part with the game right there. But it was defense. Our defense was awesome tonight, and that was the challenge all day long to the guys. Was it doesn't matter who's out, how many guys are out, if we defend the way we're capable of and compete on that end of the floor the way we are capable of. And I think it just shows to how hard our guys played on that end to overcome I got to look at it. It's got to be the worst of all time from the free throw line. So it was all defense for us tonight.
What about Clarkson? What was he doing tonight that the balance he was able to strike, scoring and passing, and that you've been looking for?
I don't know what was different. You can ask him when you get in there, but to me, guys normally have nights like that when they stop thinking about offense. I think, whatever reason, guys being down, him knowing what our messaging was all day and about the type of effort we were going to need. They got a lot of talented guards on that team. And when you kind of get lost in doing other things and you're as gifted as he is offensively, that's when you have nights like that. So that would be my guess behind it, but obviously that's a question for him.
Okay, right here. Something positive for you. The Lakers, you guys obviously had 26 assists tonight. Obviously, with Lonzo out, that's like a concern. The ball movement. What did you see out there? Why was the ball moving so good tonight?
Well, I think AC and Tyler did a really nice job filling in for him at that point guard spot. JC being not just a scorer but a playmaker helped that stat a lot. But Tyler set the tone by being aggressive, getting in the paint, collapsing defense, and making passes. And when guys, when you get lost in competition like that, you kind of just make the right play a lot of times. So I think when the focus, gets to that level where, okay, look, we're down these guys, we're down this many players, we're in front of our home court. You don't think about anything but just making the right play. And our guys were making the right play all night long, and that led to good shots, and that led to assists. And it's that simple. You don't think about any of the outside distractions. You just focused on playing basketball and trying to win with your team.
Luke, what's your take on Julius's game tonight? You seem to have like a lengthy conversation with him on the sideline at some point in the third quarter. Julius
was good. I told him to stay ready. He's going to go back in. I needed. They were. The message coming out of halftime was we earned that lead and we were in that game because of how we were defending. And our defense, it didn't come from us, throwing up some casual three-pointers and we were just hitting shots. We needed to rebuild our energy, come out of halftime and build our energy. And they were scoring on us pretty consistently to start the third quarter. And there was a coverage mix-up. We kept letting Victor get to his right, and that's not what we wanted to do. So instead of calling a timeout, I called him over. I told him, stay ready. You're going back in. I need to make sure that as our defensive captain out there, what we're doing with him. And then we started going on a run, so Julius stayed out a little longer than I planned. But then when he went back in, he was great.
Luke, presumably you would like to never have those same rotations again. You'd like to have your guys healthy, obviously, and hopefully will. But what lesson do you hope the guys who did play can kind of take away from being able to rally together and beat a playoff team so shorthanded?
I hope that the lessons learned tonight all are about how important defense is and how important it is to be to talk on that end, to cover up for each other on that end. I even told them in the last huddle, I think we had stretched the lead to like 13 or 15. I said, all I care about is we're getting stops. when we lose games, we were losing close games early in the season. Our defensive rating down the stretch was awful. And you win games in this league by being able to get stops. And so I hope when they go home and watch the tape and watch their film, hopefully they watch film, but that we take with us that defense is truly what is most important. So even without three of our most talented players, three of our starters, we can still, like you said, beat a playoff team when our entire focus is on that end of the floor.
And then their three-point shooting, was that you guys?
Some of it was us. Obviously, they missed some. They had some good looks that they missed, but I think a lot of that was because of the fact we weren't letting them get into a rhythm. And when teams get into a rhythm, that's when the three-point shots start to fall. Obviously, they're a top. I think they're 6th in the NBA in three-point percentage, maybe even higher, 3 in three-point percentage. They're a good shooting team. So some of it was us fighting over screens. Some of it was them missing shots.
So Jordan has been the subject of trade rumors. He's not gotten starts when you're down a bunch of guys, things like that, things that can affect a guy mentally. Have you talked to Jordan about any of that stuff, and how have you seen him handling it?
I talked to him. I try to talk to him a lot. Coach Murmis is really close with him, so the two of them are always talking about it. And not just him, everyone. And the message is always the same. You can't control it. If you get traded, you get traded. We don't coach as if you're not going to be here. This is our group, and this is who we try to coach. And it's not always easy, but he's continued, even with a little bit of a shooting slump that he's been in. He keeps coming, getting his shots up with Coach Murmis, and had a huge Dallas game for us, obviously. And then tonight we don't win that game without the way he played. So really happy for him and the fact that he was able to have that type of game tonight.
Hey, Luke, did you guys, with Jordan too, did you do anything different as a coaching staff with him in terms of why his playmaking was so good tonight, or different messaging with him, or did, for whatever reason, just come together?
Well, if you didn't walk in late on your last day, which I didn't know this was your last day. I was going to give you a shout out at the beginning, but you weren't in here.
People talking to me in the hallway, sorry about that.
You're popular. You do a great job. We're going to miss you. To me, and again, this is something Jordan has to answer, but we haven't done anything different. I think for him, and the whole team, we knew that we had to win this game with defense tonight because of the players we were missing, and he stopped thinking about his offense or his shot or this or that. He was focused on other things in the game, and it allowed the game to just come natural to him. And he passed when he should pass. He hit shots when we needed him to hit shots, and he was absolutely brilliant out there tonight. But we didn't do anything different as far as prep work pregame with him.